Next piece is like three pieces in one before we go into the music break. And I was going to put this in the sub intel because we have covered this before. And after months of build-up and debate, drawing the attention of many late-night talk shows and also some in the alt media, and the scorn of many in what is known as a liberal city, whatever that means, the Straight Pride Parade kicked off last Saturday with a Trump float and Lee Greenwood's God Bless America playing. Now, the event drew a crowd that was heavily guarded with fencing and police, and organisers expected around 1,000 people for the rally, which was led by three conservative straight men who make up a group called Super Happy Fun America. Now, the parade, with the commentator Milo Yiannopoulos serving as a Grand Marshal, interesting term, no? Grand Marshal, oh my, started at noon at Copley Square. Now, along the route, counter-protesters, some of them Antifa, yelled at parade participants as they made their way to the end of the route at City Hall, shouting Nazi scum. So it appears now, if you are white and heterosexual, you are a Nazi. Smacks my head, you know. Did the police arrest them, Antifa people, for racism and sexism comments? No. Seeing the pattern yet? Now, the Boston Police Department said they have a comprehensive operational plan in place and had a large police presence, and the police urged people to not bring backpacks, large bags or strollers, and also prohibited a long list of items including firearms and knives. And the parade organisers have embraced the motto, "It's great to be straight," and they called on supporters to join the fight against heterophobia in our modern society and to add an S to the LGBTQ for straight. Now, they say the parade is a response to the identity politics of the left, whatever that means. And the leader, John Hugo, said, "The world's gone crazy because there's nothing wrong with being straight," he said in a news conference this week, and the group says hundreds of people have registered and are coming from all over the world and also the United States. Predictably, I told you we'd hear from here again, the paid actor, acting as a politician, predictably chimed in with their words of division and stupidity, Ocasio-Cortez again, and it says it all. She called for supporters to support the local LGBTQ community impacted by Boston's, quote, white supremacist parade. Really? And days prior to the parade, Boston Pride, which organises the city's Pride March, released a statement calling the Straight Pride March, quote, a trolling event designed to get a rise out of vulnerable communities, unquote. And then he said, it has become increasingly clear that the Straight Pride Parade is organised by a group, here we go again, of white supremacists and is an attempt to bait the Boston LGBTQ community, as well as racial and ethnic minorities communities in Boston, which hosts actually one of the largest annual celebrations of the LGBTQ in Massachusetts, because they were the first state to legalise same-sex marriage. And Ocasio-Cortez said she hopes that the Straight Pride marches grow enough over the next year to support and join LGBTQ family next year. Then on Sunday, social media users posted videos of encounters between police and protesters, including one showing a pair of officers firing pepper spray at the protesters, as they call them, and forcing them back. And then in steps the Boston Mayor, Martin J. Walsh. In a statement he said, "Any accusation of police misconduct we will take seriously. But I also want to be clear that sowing division between people is exactly the goal of the Straight Pride organisation, and I will not stand for it. Just as the people of Boston work to make our values of love, inclusion and acceptance known to all." So, Mr. Walsh, now one or now several groups of people march down the road celebrating their sexuality is fine, but another group doing exactly the same thing is sowing division. Do these people think before they speak? He said, "We work to make our values of love, inclusion and acceptance known to all. Unless you're white and not gay, it seems." So that's what he's saying. Are heterosexuals not capable of love, Mr. Walsh? Is that what you're implying? Where is the acceptance of this minority group, as it's called? And why is it that an LGBTQ or XYZ or whatever other letters it is these days, it seems to grow each week? You know, we'll be heading into the Greek alphabet soon, with all the different groups to be represented. How is it an LGBTQ is a celebration, and yet another group representing their sexuality is called a protester or a white supremacist? It's not a protest. Or trolls and divisive. And these types of comments by our so-called leaders are beyond crass, and they are indicative of a brainwashed, uneducated population who clearly speak before thinking. And in overview, it's beyond madness. Whether Mr. Walsh is clever enough to realise it or not, or too stupid to think, that short statement he made was racist, sexist and divisive in equal measure. Will he be charged for those criminal acts? No. Why? Because it's part of the divide and conquer policy, is why, that I've covered extensively in this show. And stupid, non-thinking people going along with it. Just stop it. In my opinion, there should be no marches of individuals. It's beyond stupid and playing their game for them. If you want to march, we march together as humans, not freaking fake labels created by people too stupid to think, either for themselves or anybody else for that matter.